Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and today we're reading When Your Mother Hurts You by me, so let's get into it. Bakugo. He came to take you from home, since the two of you are going on a date. He'd been waiting outside for 10 minutes, and there was no response from you. So he went up and knocked on your door, and after waiting and waiting, he noticed the yelling and screaming, and you had no choice but to burst in, breaking the door. What the hell is going on here? And who are you? What are you doing in my house? Your mother turned to him, and the next thing he spotted was you on the floor, clutching your cheek as tears streamed down your face. And his body moved in an instant, and he was by your side, cradling you in his arms. Can you explain what the hell you did to her? He glared, furious, and she just folded her arms, glaring right back. I was giving her a lesson. She's my daughter, and I get to do whatever I want with her. Now what are you doing here? He picked you up, hugging you gently, then grabbed her by the collar of her shirt. Not whatever the hell you were doing. You'd better get your act together before I put you in jail. Got it? He didn't give her time to respond as he walked out the door and slammed it shut with you in his arms. Midoriya, you two were having a study date because there was an English exam tomorrow. You're better than him at English, so you were trying to help him with a certain question. You were writing down examples in his notebook, but he wasn't staring at the notebook. Unlike his usual self, his eyes were focused on your arm, and that's when you noticed that your sleeves weren't hiding the bandages anymore. Your face went white, and you looked at him, begging him not to question you, but his eyes were determined, and the question was written all over his face. He knew when you got hurt, and you would always tell him when you got hurt in battle, so obviously, this wasn't the case. You were hurt, and scared enough to have a reason to hide that, and he never wanted you to feel that way. He never wanted you to be afraid or scared of him. Why, who did it? No one, really. I just fell, that's all. But I'm alright. There's no need to worry. Then why didn't you tell me? Why are you hiding it? There is a reason for that. Who did it, Wayan? Is it your parents? You winced, looking away. No, it's not them. He sat down beside him, trying to relax, as he wrapped his arms around your waist and pulled you into his lap. You can talk to me, you know? I just want to make sure you're alright. You teared up, hugging him tightly. It's my mom. She got really mad at me yesterday, and I talked back. His all tightened, protective. Why didn't you tell me? How long has she been doing this? Izuku, it's alright. Really, I'm used to it. You shouldn't be used to it, Wayan. She shouldn't hurt you like this. No one should do this. You started to cry, hugging him tightly. There's nothing I can do about it anyway, so it's fine. He shook his head, kissing your hair gently and holding you protectively. There was something we can do. You're moving in with me. Got it? You're not staying with her again. Easy, I can't just... Hush now. I'll help you get your stuff. and then you're moving to my place. Alright? I won't let you be hurt again. Not on my watch. Sero. Hey, what's up? He said. Because you're upset. The two of you were supposed to be happy today, getting a break and all. But you didn't seem like that. Instead, you seemed sorrowful, unlike your usual self. Do you want to talk about it? He nodded, wrapping your arms around him. It's my mom. She's mad again, and she told me to come home. I don't want to, but I'm scared. If I don't come now, then I'll go there eventually, and it'll be way worse. He nodded, hugging tighter. Hey, how about this? I go with you tomorrow, and the two of us can see what she wants, alright? He nodded, relaxing a bit into his hold. Now, how about we order some pizza? That'd be great. He kissed his cheek. I love you. I love you too, Anne. Todoroki. He had known. He could easily tell. You were always too careful about what you wore in summer. Too cautious around people. And flinched easily. He could see it. Because he'd been there too. In the same place. And living with the same fear. But he always wanted to protect you. He'd never known how to talk about it. Knowing that you'd probably get bothered by it. Or scared. Or embarrassed. And he never wanted you to feel that way. But eventually, he couldn't take seeing you get hurt anymore. Anne, I want you to move out. To live with me. Forever. Shou-chan, where did that come from? Don't you want to do this with me? To be with me all the time? To live together? Yes, love, but I don't have enough money for this. Who cares about money? I can just use my old man's credit card. And don't worry about it either. It's better than him having all the money to himself anyway. He sighed softly, then nodded, hugging him tightly. Alright, just give me some time. And so he did. And the weeks went by, and eventually came the day where the two of you moved into your new house. You had done it in the most roundabout way, so he doesn't hurt your feelings. But at the same time, he could still protect you and keep you from harm's way. He'd give you all the time you needed in the world to tell him everything yourself. Kaminari. He would keep getting you to try to tell him what's wrong. And once he discovers that you're actually hurt, he'd pressure you to tell him. Because how could he not? He's worried. He's worried sick about you. You're his special other, and you're hurt. So how in the world could he sit still and not worry? And once he found out, he tried his best to cheer you up and nurse your injuries, and eventually ended up telling you to go to the recovery girl because he was bad at this thing, and wanted to be sure that you're alright. Once you were back, the two of you just hugged and enjoyed the comfort of being in each other's arms. Kirishima tried to be confrontational and all sorts of things because it was the manliest approach. So when you were acting weird lately, he'd realized that he'd need to confront you about this too, because he needed to know. After all, in a relationship, communication was key, and he was willing to try if it bothered you he would just back away and apologize. But instead, he'd found something that he regretted not asking about earlier. You worried him a lot, but he always wrote it off as him overthinking it. But he wasn't, and he left you to hurt. Whoever knows how long. He held you in his arms tightly, biting back tears. Tears because he couldn't protect you the way he wanted to. He had way too many questions to ask. Why didn't you tell me? Why were you hiding this? Why was she doing this in the first place? But he couldn't ask any of them, because your safety came first. He'd then taken you to Recovery Girl, and took pictures of your bruises and injuries, and once you were comforted and felt better, he sat with you. The two of you had a very long talk, and at the end of it, he finally convinced you to report her, and tell Aizawa-sensei about all what you went through. He would be there for you until the very end, and until your mother got what she deserved.